Right, grade 8. So for term 2, these are the topics that you will be doing or you'll be writing about. This includes the topics from term 1. So for your June exam, you'll be writing about these topics and your term 1 topics. So you have exponents, algebraic expressions, algebraic equations, functions and relationships, and we have graphs. So these are the term 2 topics that we'll be discussing on this channel. So let's focus on exponents, which is lesson number 1. So what are exponents? But before I explain that, I actually want to write it down so that you see what I'm talking about. So here we have what we call a base. We call this a base. Then on top, we have what we call an exponent. So this is called an exponent. And this is called a base. So do you see that the exponent here is a subscript? A subscript would be a small letter, like when you write A1, but when you write A1, you write it like that. So you write it as a subscript. So it's like a subscript, but it's on top here. So it should be small. Please do not make a mistake and write an N that's the same size as the A. So the base is always big and the exponent is always small and it's always on top. Right, so we have an exponent and we have a base. Now all of this, the base and the exponent, is called a power. So this is a power. Now, how do we read exponents? We say this is a to the power of n. So that's how we read exponents. So this is a to the power of n. So example number 1. Now, I'm going to write it in form of numbers. Example number 1. So we have 3 to the power of 2. Now, this 3 is called the base and this 2 is called an exponent. So how do we read this? We say this is 3 to the power of 2. That's how we read it. Now, what does this mean in mathematics? It means that this 3 is multiplied by itself 2 times. So it's not 3 times 2, but it's actually 3 times 3, meaning the 3 is multiplied by itself how many times? The exponent times. So we look at the base and we ask ourselves, what is the power? Now the power is 2, so meaning this base is repeating itself by the number of the power. So this 3 is repeating itself twice because the power is to the power of 2. So 3 times 3 is actually written as, or can be written as 3 to the power of 2, which is equal to 9, not 6. So let's look at the second example. We have 5 to the power of 3. Now, what does this mean? It means that the 5 multiplies by itself 3 times because of the exponent. So this is called exponential form. So this is called exponential form. It is written in exponential form. So this is an exponential form or notation. So they can give you something like this and they would want you to write it in exponential form. Now this is called the expanded form or expanded notation. So it is expanded. Now we're trying to take something small and we try and break it down. So this is expanded form and this is exponential form. So we look at this. You must be able to write it in expanded form and you must also be able to write this in exponential form. Right, so let's look at the first question. It says expand the following exponents. So we are given exponents here and we are asked to expand them. So let's look at number 1. How would we expand this? We're going to look at our base and we see that our base is a 5. Now our exponent is 4. This means that our base must repeat itself 4 times. So we're going to take the 5 and multiply it 4 times. So this is 1, 2, 3, and 4. So this is written in expanded form and this is written in exponential form. Now I want you to try these and I'm going to show the answers after. Right, so this is how it looks. So we have 10 to the power of 2, meaning the 10 repeat itself 2 times. So we have 1, 2, and now this is in expanded form. The second one, well, the third one, you have 2 to the power of 3, meaning that the 2 repeat itself 3 times. And you have 4 to the power of 6, meaning that the 4 repeats itself